Hi everyone, it's Neve here and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at making a small mini book or a little zine using gel print papers. So here I've got two ghost prints, so just the remnants basically of prints that I was doing on my gel press plates. You can see the braille marks in the background when I was cleaning off my braille. And it was all done in old Encyclopedia Britannica pages. So all I've done is got two of the pages and glued them together using my glue stick. And what I'm going to create out of this is a little mini book. This was created for the Dina Wakeley Media Challenge for April, which was all about people who inspire you. So there's many people who inspire me in what I do, and I chose to do a little book so I could have a sort of a page for each of them. So to make these mini books, what you do is fold the page in half lengthways, then fold it into quarters landscape, I suppose. So you should have 8 divided pages. Make sure you crease the pages really well, then fold it back in half again, and from the middle crease, which is really important because when I teach this to the kids at school, they at least 4 will get it wrong. From the middle crease up to that center line, cut so you've got a hole in the middle of your piece of paper. And then all you need to do is squish the pages together and where the opening is, and then fold that open page around the front, and that will make the 4th page of your book. So it's a really easy technique to do. And once I've practiced on a few bits of scrap paper, once you've got the technique down, there is so many different things you can do with it. Now in my day life, I suppose, when I'm not on maternity leave, I'm actually a primary school teacher, and I use this technique a lot with the kids in my class to make little books so they can make their own little picture books. And for 1 year we do buddy class with our kinder buddies, which are the first year of primary school children, so 5-year-olds coming into school. And all my kids in my class got to write their own little picture book using positional language, so up, down, round, to do with the playground, and they had to use their kinder buddy as the character in the story. The kinder kids absolutely adored the fact that they were getting a little book illustrated made by their big buddies all about them, and my kids got such a sense of pride out of creating something out of a A4 piece of paper. So what I'm doing at the moment is using some washi tape just to tape down the open edges. Now I don't tend to do this very often, but because I didn't want it popping open, and because it was the Dina Wakeley Challenge, I wanted to use a bit of extra, a few extra things for her products on it, I decided to use the washi tape, just a bit of an extra feature to add some more colour into the page. So using the washi tape there, and I think I also get out the blank media tape as well to use along the bottom. Now using the washi tape to seal up the edges is thanks to Pauline Lang and Michelle Brown from Mixed Media. I can't remember the name, so sorry Michelle, I'll have to find out for you. But basically I did a little gel book zine like this at their make and take at Picture to Page in Geelong last year, and Pauline was the one who got me on to sealing up the edges. Really simple thing to do, which I'd never actually thought of doing before, so thank you Pauline for that. So once I've created this, I'm going to use the Dina Wakeley stamps on the inside to represent sketches of different people and different groups of people. Now, because I wasn't thinking when I was doing this, I just wanted to use up my gel print piece of paper. I used 2 pattern pieces of paper to put together to make this book. Because the encyclopedia paper is so thin, I needed to use the 2 to give the paper a little bit of bulk, so it actually stood up on its own. What I didn't think about was, once this was all sealed up and put together, I was only actually ever going to see one side of that paper. So I could have just used a blank piece of paper and glued the gel printed piece of paper on top, and it wouldn't have made any difference to the end result. So just be aware if you're doing that, that there may be a piece that you won't see. So choose your favourite side to make sure it's the outside pages. So these are the Dina Wakley, I think this set's called the Interesting Faces set, and I'm just stamping those onto the inside. I chose, while I was doing this, I was thinking about who inspired me and why they inspired me and so on, and I chose a group of females who inspire me. So the first person who inspires me is my gorgeous mother, who got me onto this artistic journey a long time ago. She still is the most supportive person I've ever come across in my life. She's always there behind me, supporting me, encouraging me, helping me out when I need help, even when I don't realise I need help. So yeah, she's a number one person in my life. And my sister as well. While she lives away, she lives up in Canberra, she's always good at the other end of the phone, or has a positive word to say, and sends, text, how you going, what's happening. And, with kids and our lives getting busier and busier, we've still got that connection, which is really nice. And it gives me hope for my two. We've got the same age gap between my sister and I, between my two girls as well. So hopefully they'll get on just as well as we have. The other group of people I've chosen to represent is my friends. I've got a group of about 5 girlfriends who, over the last nearly 10 years now, we may not see each other. We struggle to, catch up. We always set dates and it just never happens. But we've got a group chat that has been running now for at least 7 years, and we're always there for each other in one way, shape or the other. Whether it is a cup of coffee or just a text over the phone, catching up on each other's news, celebrating all the good things and helping out when things are not so great. They're really important people to have in your life, and to be able to have people that you can just rant to at the other end of the phone. And the thing that I find most special about those girls, I suppose, is we all found each other through musical theatre. We all were involved with amateur community theatre, particularly musicals. So we come from all different walks of life, and we're all different ages, and it's really nice having a group of people in your life that aren't family friends and they aren't work colleagues, because you just come with them completely fresh outtake, I think, of what you're going to do or say, and they don't necessarily need to hear about what's happening at work or understand or are on the same wavelength. So you can choose topics that are completely unrelated, and it's okay. And I know that sounds very complicated. I'm sure I could explain it much better, but my head's away with me at the moment. But yeah, I really appreciate the fact that we all come from different backgrounds. We've all got different life experiences, but that one common element that we all enjoyed being on stage together, and we all enjoy music, is really, really important to me. So what I'm doing now is just sort of doing the final bits and pieces to decorate this little book. I'm using the Tim Holtz, I think they're called Small Talk stickers. These ones are the individual words, not the little phrases. They're really handy to have just to supplement some of those phrases. I was trying to find the words sort of I admire. And now I'm going in with the Stabilo All Black pencil, which Dina calls a magic pencil. This is one of the first few times I've actually used this pencil, and oh my god, I've fallen in love with it. It is just it really is magic. You've got this quite soft black line that comes out of the pencil, and you hit it with water and it's just this flood of colour, but it's easy to control, which I really, really appreciate. So just darkening around the outsides of the images, so it sort of highlights the image or the patterns inside and gives you a bit of a focus. So it sort of just blots out that background, so the eye goes to the main image. And again, there's not much colour happening here. I think I go in with the scribble sticks at the end and maybe put some colour over the images, but this whole process didn't take very long to do. It was a fairly simple process all up, particularly because the images themselves are that detailed that they really sort of stand out and stand up to it themselves. One of the things I love about this project is the gel printed background, sort of the randomness of the images and the colours and the patterns that sort of peek out in between the faces, just really appeals to me. And it, you know, for something that could have been put in the bin at the end of my gel printing session, to be used and loved again is really good. It appeals to me in lots of different ways. So going back to the front page, just to decorate that up, I'm using the Jane Davenport Epic pen, which is a carbon ink, which is waterproof, well, I say smudge proof, it's not really smudge proof, especially with me around, but it does dry really, really quickly. It's got a very thin nib to it, which I like too, so you can get very fine lines that aren't going to move. You can put lots of different media over the top, and if you put enough, you can sort of still see it, but because the line's so fine, you can kind of hide it a bit, which is great as well. So these are some close-up of the pages. I just added a few more bits of journaling with a white Sharpie pen. I was really pleased with this project. I would love to see if anyone does go and create their own zines, to see what you do with them. Thank you for watching, and see you again future.